What's up, fam? It's Tanya Talk with Tanya J Miller LLC. You guys know we do life, we do leadership, we do it unapologetically on purpose. That means every day we are trying to help you to figure out how to fit the puzzle pieces of life together so you do life right and you do it well. So we are wrapping up. We have been talking to you guys this week about what we claimed, decreed, declared that 2020 will be for you, what it's been, something that's been needed and necessary is for you to cultivate your perspective. And meaning, you may have been wanting and thinking that there was this thing called perfection, and that's nice, that's good. But what I need and what I know and I know I hear is that some of you, many of you, needs to have a cultivated perspective. You need to begin to shift in your mind, in your heart, in your mindset, in the atmosphere to which you have been doing, but you have not been fully living and walking and owning in the fullness of you and your potential. So you got to cultivate it, right? We talked about how Elisha had been doing what he saw and knew until he saw something different, and he realized that I got something in me. I got this treasure. I got this whole passion. I got this purpose in me. And so now that I know that there's more, I got to cultivate it because my perspective has changed and I got to do something with it. We talked about how literally even in trying to do this thing called life, that you try and have a good mindset. You try and have good thoughts and positive thoughts and thinking. You try and have a good day, right? And that's with a clean and good perspective. But then there's things that happen and things that keep you from that, and you don't see your way clear. You don't see a way out. You don't see it. But then I told you, and I said, and I wanted to remind you of this, that you don't have to see it to believe it. You don't have to see it to do it. Perspective is in here. Perspective is in here. And if you keep the mind of Christ, if you keep that purpose that's in you, that passion that's in you, if you keep a plan, a path, purpose will get you there. You hear me? Purpose will get you there. I talked to you guys about, not only what we have been saying with that, but, sometimes with cultivated perspective, it takes you getting out of your own head and out of your own way. You feel me? Sometimes you got to get out of your own head and your own way, and you got to stretch for it because you've been sitting here trying to do this thing within your limitations. That's a whole word. That's a whole word. You've been trying to do this thing within your own limitations, within your own expectations, and within your own misinterpretations. I'm just being real. Like you've been trying to do this in your way of thinking that it can only be done, and with what your access is and what you've seen and heard before, and then sometimes how you've been misinterpreting the gift, the assignment, the call, the purpose. Let's just be real. And so I feel that he's going to really make that thing clear this year for many. He's going to make that thing clear, and he's going to make it known. He's going to make it known. You want to make sure that you avail yourself to what he has for you. And that's a whole mindset change. That's a whole mindset change because many don't open themselves up, aka have a perspective that's not subject to their limitations, not subject to their expectations, misinterpretations. You feeling me? It's not subject to that. And so when you begin to realize that I don't need to put myself in a box because my God is boxless. You know what I'm saying? When you begin to realize that I don't have to, I'm going to say it like this. I don't have to dumb my purpose down. I don't have to belittle my passion. I don't have to assume that he wouldn't use me for this or that. And it's not about, starting a business or using me to be a boss of a business or my own business. Or it can be just a boss of your own life. And some folks think they can't even run their own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be about, having the perspective to cultivate a life that's worth living. Because that's what it's about. Cultivating a life that's worth living. That's the mind of Christ. That's the perspective that he wants. And all that is, it's not about being an entrepreneur, a small business owner, a chief this, a owner that, a PhD this, a wife that, a captain this. It's just about living your whole best life unapologetically on purpose. And so when you begin to stretch for it, you don't put a box on who he says you are. When you begin to live a cultivated life, you begin to shift in your perspective to not put a box on who he says you are, what he says you are, what he says you will be or do. That's what I want you to catch this week. If nothing else, know that. No boxes. He don't check boxes. He don't place boxes. That's not how he rolls. You need to cultivate that thing that's in you because he put it there. And whatever you got to do to shift in your mind and your heart, your spirit and your perspective, that's what we got to work on this year for you. Because he wants you to live your whole life. He wants you to do and be and see all that you are assigned to, all that's available to you, because the purpose is too great not to on your life. It is. The purpose is too great not to on your life. So, stretch for it, fam. I double dog dare you to stretch for it. Because you're worth it. You're worth it. Your worth is worth it. Peace, y'all.